Hey guys, what's up? David here. I was thinking recently that when I was in undergrad and now in grad school, a big thing people love to ask is, oh, what are you studying? And I say computer science, and I get mainly one of four answers. The first one, at least in undergrad, I would get the answer, oh, that's a great career, that's a stable career. And now I'm more getting the answer like, oh, that's good luck with that, with AI and everything. And that one, not a huge fan of that response because like when it was like a stable career, I liked the response. It made me feel good. Although that wasn't really like why I chose to do computer science. I just really like it. But to know that it was stable felt good. Now it feels a little uneasy when people say, oh, that's a bad career. That's a tough career at this point. And I'm not sure it really is a tough career or bad career, but I definitely see why they're saying that. Although I'm not sure that's the time or place to say it. Another comment I'll get, usually from a peer, is they'll say something like, oh, I learned R in a statistics class. And while R is, it's a full programming language, I know in these statistics classes, they're not really learning how to program, they're just learning like how to calculate the mean or use different statistical measurements in R. So I don't know, it worries me a little bit. Like I'm like, I hope these people have an opportunity to understand what they're doing in R and not just putting in the the equations. But I know realistically, like a stats class can't also teach you to code. But that's why I really think it's so important to have exposure to coding throughout elementary and middle school and high school. Like it should just be a part of the curriculum because it's in this day and age, it's just as important as math or reading or anything like that. And then a third thing that people will say is they'll say that they did take an intro to computer science class and they hated it, they couldn't understand it. And that also makes me pretty sad, and that's another reason why I want to make like these videos, my Python tutorials and things, because I really believe that computer science isn't this like crazy hard thing to wrap your head around. It really can be accessible to people, and I think it's just that sometimes it's just taught in a strange way, but it really shouldn't be. And then the fourth one that I get, and this one's my least favorite, is I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm studying computer science. And they'll say, oh, you must be really smart if you do computer science. Now, what are you supposed to do with that? Now, I've thought about the options. I could say, oh yes, I'm really smart. But that comes off looking bad. Or I could say, no, I'm not smart at all. I'm really stupid. But like, why do I have to be all self-deprecating all of a sudden just because they said something? Like I could just be going around my day. Now I have to be self-deprecating. Or I could be like, oh, no, you don't have to be smart to do computer science. You just work hard, blah, blah, blah. And that's probably the best route. But like, it's set up for you to feel uncomfortable. It's really not, you're not really getting any deeper into like what you're interested in or anything. You're just kind of, I don't know, it feels so shallow. I'm just like, oh, I'm not smart. I like it. So anyway, and then of course the fifth response people give, and this one's probably the easiest to work with, is they're like, oh, I'm also studying computer science. Or they're like, I work in computer science, or, something like that. Like they actually know what's going on, and then I can ask them a question and we can talk about that. But the other people, after these little responses, usually good to ask them, oh, what are you studying? Or what do you do for work? And we can talk about what they do because maybe there's a little more overlap. All right, well, I'll see you guys later.